Hello everyone, it's episode 5, almost ahead of the curve. I'm here with Lotus Petals.
That's right, I'm alive. I'm still here.
Barely. So, I actually said your name instead of you saying it this time. Oh
It
man,
was great. I mean, you're Alaria. You're the hunter this year.
yeah, we're shifting
There, now I
things up.
introduced you.
Oh my god. So, this is episode 5. This is going to be hopefully a short episode unless we ramble, which it's us.
Let's be honest, it's going to happen.
Yeah, so BlizzCon predictions. BlizzCon is this weekend. It's in 3 days? A little more than 3 days?
It's Tuesday, so yeah, it starts Friday. Friday the 6th.
Yeah, about 3 days, give or take. 2 days. No, it's 2 days. Oh my god, it's so close. So, we're going to be watching it, and we're going to probably be rambling to each other the whole time. But, okay, so, every BlizzCon, I am always excited. I get hyped for BlizzCon. I don't go. I'm probably going to try next year, but I usually don't go, but I still love it. You have Linkin Park this year. Will Wheaton is hosting.
Ooh, Will Wheaton.
Yeah, and probably the biggest news is we are going to get to see the first Warcraft trailer.
Now, by Warcraft, you mean the movie.
The movie.
Warcraft.
We got the little teaser today, and it looked great.
I had goosebumps.
Oh, man, and the current poster is out, and oh, man, it's going to be so good. I hope. I'm really hoping I'm not, extremely disappointed.
You really hope you're not just fanboying it up, right?
Well, I fanboy it for everything, but I just hope I'm not, hardcore fanboying it. To the point where I show up to the movie and it's another Pixels.
Oh, God. Please don't talk about that movie.
Let's
that was embarrassing.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure our episode on Friday we're going to start talking about the trailer. Because for anyone who is actually interested in our content for some reason, we will be actually doing an episode after Friday and after Saturday.
That's right. We're going to do more than one thing in a month time period, and it probably won't be edited too well because time.
Yeah, and it'll mostly just be us kind of gushing on what we like and really hating on what we don't like.
Yeah, it's like every episode.
Yeah. It's like everyone who plays this game, too.
Yeah, who'd have thunk?
So, predictions. What do you think? Do you think the trailer is going to be as good as the short one they gave?
If it isn't, I'm pretty sure that everyone's just going to stand there and there's going to be torches and pitchforks and fire and, the sky will be falling. But no, I'm pretty sure the trailer is going to live up to the hype. I mean, they've kept pretty much everything under wraps really, really well. So I'm sure anything we see is just going to make us fanboy out to the extreme. I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
The only thing I'm hoping is it's not the trailer that got leaked at Comic-Con.
That would be horrible. I'm pretty sure that even if that was the trailer they intended to show, they probably changed it up.
Well, plus, seeing it from a better camera than a fucking smartphone will be nice.
Yes, yeah, hey, let's record everything on our smartphones, guys. Live in the damn moment. Come on.
Because I'm sure, if nothing else, there'll be lots of mirrors on YouTube, even if they don't put them up.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm pretty sure the day they drop that, a little bit later, it'll probably be right up on YouTube for everyone to watch. It'd be crazy not to.
Yeah. So then, that's the movie. There's not a lot we can really talk about right now. We don't know much. We know it's based on the first game, but we'll be able to talk about it more Friday.
I should probably go replay that first game.
I own it.
You know what? If I'm going to play that, I probably need to go pull a computer out of storage, so maybe not.
Well, you could probably get it on a flash drive.
Probably.
Okay.
So, WoW content.
WoW content. We're going to go really quickly through the classes. First, through the classes. And I want your opinion on what you think is going to happen for each of these classes.
Oh, God.
I thought ahead, and I actually pulled up a list of classes so we don't skip any this time.
Oh, wonderful. That's great, because I did not do that.
So, first of all, Death Knights. What do you think?
DKs.
What do you think might happen to them?
Well, pretty sure that we're going to see something happen to their survivability because they've been kind of that unkillable tank, and I'm sure that if they're going to give us a major overhaul, we're going to see some change to their blood shield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to go out on the limb and say that they're going to do something that makes Unholy feel more like an actual pet spec. Maybe make it a little more pet-centric.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm pretty sure that Frost is just going to go to, smack your face on the keyboard. Wait, it's been there for years. Never mind.
I'm really interested. This is an overall thing. I'm really interested in how they do law specs because they've made it clear they want specs to be more. What's the word? Not intricate, but
unique. I'm not sure. I don't know what word you're
interesting,
asking.
involving.
Intuitive.
Intuitive. Yes. Basically, they said they want all the classes to feel better, and because some of them don't, and some of them don't feel like they're actual thing. So
yeah,
Frost,
they feel a little too homogenized.
Frost would be interesting because right now the thing they've been going with Frost is the dual wield Frost, beat the shit out of you and freeze the blood in your veins, which sounds a lot cooler than it is.
Yeah, I don't know if my blood freezing is something I'd want to happen, but
Well,
I
you're
guess it's
dead.
okay.
Yeah, if you're dead.
Yeah, I guess you're dead. What do you care?
Yeah. But Unholy, I actually think Unholy, the theme around it is really cool. The diseases and having an undead pet and being the pet spec. I think that's really cool. Right now, it basically feels like Frost.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too unique, and you do have that awesome ability of I can keep that Fester Blight or whatever. I know the skill still exists, or whatever or Fell Blight or something. Whatever that ability is you get from the talent, like
Necrotic Plague?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
You can tell I don't play DK.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love the way that works, but I remember back whenever it was, hey, I'm gonna go and keep diseases up, and I'm gonna do a lot of dots, and I'm gonna feel like a damn walking plague. Whereas Frost is supposed to feel like, hey, what's up? I'm Winter. I'm gonna kill you because I'm Winter.
It is worth noting there is an echo of me in your background.
That is surprising.
Yeah. It's only when you're talking and I talk. But, yeah, I mean, I hope they make it more pet-focused for that and do something with Frost. I'm pretty sure they are going to do something with Blood, though, because they have said they want actual active mitigation to be a bigger thing than the passive. So...
Hey, maybe we'll get Heartstrike back as something that actually does something, because I do miss that skill.
Yeah, because right now it's just Blood Boil.
Mm-hmm. And that's boring.
So, next class. Druid.
Oh boy, Mr. Four Specs.
Going really quickly through the specs. Do you play a tank druid at all?
I have not touched a tank druid in so long.
Okay, I have played a little bit, but not enough to actually be any kind of expert. So, I will leave that one completely in the air.
Sure.
Feral.
Oh, I love Feral. I love Bleeds. I really love Bleeds. Bleeds are fun.
I know you like snapshotting, so...
I do love snapshotting. That's why I loved Original Affliction. It was
You're
awesome.
a weirdo.
I am. I am definitely a weirdo.
But, yeah, you have any, predictions of what they're going to do with that?
I mean, really the only thing I can say about Feral is I'm just glad that the artifact weapons are going to do something to the appearance of cat form.
That is so cool.
That's about the only thing I can really say about druids in general, is I'm glad they're going to get something that makes their transformations look different.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've looked the same since, let's see. When did they last update the models?
Cataclysm.
There you go.
It was hilarious when they first showed the artifact weapons. They just had the 3 cat forms. You're like, this is the one you start out with. This is a little bit later.
The troll. The level of troll that was until he's like, nah, I'm just kidding. Here's this cool shit. Look at it.
That was so funny.
It was wonderful. It was so well played.
I think they said something about Boomkin form getting updated.
I think so.
I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Yeah, I don't know anything about Feral, so...
Yes. The one thing I hope to see for Feral, in all seriousness, is I would really like to see them go and have a major, major focus on the bleeds, rather than Ferocious Bite, because while Ferocious Bite is cool and all, it's literally Eviscerate on a rogue, and I'd rather see them really, really focus on the bleeds
so
and the aspect
like
of that.
I'm sorry about that. It's kind of like kind of like how Unholy Death Knight is, but a little different. Like
Right,
different,
right.
but
Focus on the dots, maybe, that they could do some really cool things with feral druids. I mean, I do
yeah,
love the fact that they added infected claws or infected wounds or something like that, so that there's a debuff they get when they use their abilities. It's pretty cool. I do like feral a lot, and I really think it's not too terrible right now. It's definitely feels different because I mean you're a cat,
yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
Okay, Boomkin,
The laser turkey.
good old laser turkey. I predict Starfall is going to get buffed, and that is going to be the only change. Okay.
I predict Starfall will get removed from the game because it's broken.
Nah, they're actually buffing it the next patch.
Ugh, those horrible people.
I know. It's like they saw Tiger and was like, you know what?
Oh man, the people not getting the inside jokes are going to be so confused. The people that knew
Yeah.
him, though, they're going to love it. But no, yeah, definitely, Starfall for sure is, it's getting buffed. It's a cool thing, I guess. I mean, it does give them some uniqueness. They literally just rain astral whatever onto everything. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that. I just want to see the Boomkin form get a major overhaul because there's nothing worse than seeing the exact same form for, since the dawn of time.
Yeah, that's what I hope for the most, actually, for Boomkin. So,
Oh,
yeah.
and I also want them to do away with the stupid automatically moving Eclipse bar. Let us control that, for Christ's sake.
I think I understand why they have it like that. It's kind of like, it goes like the cycle of the sun and the moon. Like, they move regardless of what you do, regardless.
I get that. At the same time, I mean, you need to be able to control what you're doing, and you have talents that allow you to do it, but they don't let you do it right now the way you want to.
Blizzard likes their RNG, so they probably won't change it. But, I mean,
Yeah, I played Hearthstone.
Yeah. So then, last is Healing Druid. I enjoy Healing Druid, so I don't know what I'd want, honestly. I would want Pepe to sit on the Trent form, actually. He doesn't right now, if you didn't know that.
He does what?
Pepe, he doesn't sit on Trent form, he goes away.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So he doesn't sit on the tree?
No, he doesn't sit on the tree.
Why does he not sit? That is ridiculous. I mean, it's a tree. Birds sit on trees.
I know.
That is disappointing. They should fix that.
So, Hunters. This is what I can actually comment on.
I'm just going to stand off to the side while you tell us what's wrong with Hunters.
Okay, so I don't know how they're going to change a lot of things. Survival's obviously going to be a melee spec, which is scary. It's really cool, but it's really scary. Because if it ends up being the strongest spec, you end up having to be a weaker spec because your group doesn't want a melee hunter. No one wants a melee hunter.
No, Melee Hunter doesn't sound like it's going to be super friendly for a raid group, and it's going to really mess with composition.
Yeah,
if
at
it's
least
the
the
best.
first. At least the first. But they will actually be the first class with ranged and melee specs, won't they?
No, Druids.
Well, it's a druid though. That's different.
Yeah,
They have
Druids are
different
different.
gear. They have different gear.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, like a class that you could switch based on the composition of the fight without
Right.
changing gear too much. But no. So that's really interesting. I have no predictions or idea how they're going to do it. Raptor Strike coming back. So is Mongoose Bite.
That makes me happy. I really enjoyed those skills a lot. They were fun. They did
Yeah.
things that were unique. And I mean, come on. I mean, when I was a hunter way back when I had, the shot bag, I thought it was great that I could smack something with a two-handed sword and then run away and then shoot things too.
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
Mm-hmm. It'll be
Um,
interesting to see how it all plays out.
Marksman, the only changes I would ask is, please, Blizzard, please make aim shot be instant baseline. Change the name of it, but make it baseline and give us another button. So that, like, I love Marksman right now. It's actually a lot of fun because I like burst and I like doing a lot of damage. But without that force set, it is so painful to play.
It honestly sounds like it. I don't have the 4-piece myself, so I have no clue, but I could definitely say if that was instant, I'd probably have a lot more fun.
Yeah. And then Beast Mastery, I believe they're changing it a bit to make it... Well, it's going to be more pet-focused than... Maybe even more than it is now. Just with Marksman, take a little bit of the RNG out, make that baseline. Prediction-wise, I believe that the MMO Champion forums are going to be on fire.
Well, isn't the sky always falling whenever anything happens to Hunter on MMO?
When anything happens to anything.
This is true. This is true. This is the internet we're talking about.
You should have seen it when they announced Linkin Park. Oh my god.
Oh man, they're gonna burn it to the ground like it was Nickelback.
Yeah. But, so yeah, that's my thoughts. I didn't really say much because now I think about it, there's not a whole lot to really say. Like, what would I change? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they can really do besides perhaps tweaking with the pet UI to hopefully make it a little, hopefully a little more intelligent, because I know pets can do some really odd things and can kind of get stuck.
I believe you mean AI, not UI.
Both. Both of those things.
Okay,
yes,
so...
the pet AI.
Mages. I don't have a 100 mage.
I do. I don't play it too much, but from what I've heard from a lot of people that are playing mages is they'd really like to see Blink get fixed. I remember that being a constant complaint. Apparently it always does goofy things.
I have heard that complaint literally since my third day in playing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's a cool ability, and the first response was, no, it's not. So
yes. The only thing I can really say is that it'd be nice if they gave Arcane a little bit more complexity. I know people still say it's fairly simplistic to play.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things like, super easy to play, kind of difficult to, master it, get it exactly what you want it to be right now. I would kind of like if mages got a little bit more mobility for PvE, just because trying to play my mage, I felt absurdly squishy, and it was super hard to do anything if I had, something chasing me that was, I couldn't move and cast unless I had ice flows, and it's only 3 charges. I'd like to see something I can do while moving, even if it's not very good as Arcane.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to be able to do something moving.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, I think mobility for casters is a big, touchy subject for people.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
Too much mobility, and they become a hunter.
Yeah.
Not enough mobility, and they become what's the word I'm looking for here? All right, useless. That's right. So finding that happy medium will be fun.
Monks.
Oh boy. Monk.
You can talk about this. You know 2 of the specs, and I know the last one, so...
Yeah, so we'll start with Windwalker, because that's the one we can both chat about.
No, I can't.
Okay, well, Windwalker... I don't know... I don't even know what they were thinking with Windwalker, this expansion. They just kept changing it and nerfing it and buffing it and nerfing it and buffing it and changing all the coefficients.
You're too good in those 5-mans, Joe.
What's that?
You were too good in those 5-mans, doing 30K.
I was, doing 30K, walking into the High Mall with my amazing Fists of Fury that didn't stun and everything else, and I just keep looking at it and going, if they had simply gone and changed the way that Storm, Earth, and Fire, or whatever the actual move
Storm,
is,
Earth, and Fire.
it's going to be good. I keep thinking of Earth, Wind, and Fire, the band from like the 70s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Storm, Earth, and Fire it either needs to go away, as horrible as that sounds, or they need to really take a good hard look at it and change the numbers, because that was the biggest issue, at least that I saw, where people were, literally just screaming at Blizzard, stop nerfing all of our abilities and just change the way that this works, because Storm, Earth, and Fire is where Monk gets literally absolutely everything for its AoE damage potential, because the more guys you have closer together, you pop 3 clones, if all those things are going to live, you're doing like 140% damage, which is crazy for any spec. So maybe just kind of take a look at that and think, maybe just like 7.5% per something silly. I don't know, but I think that you need to look at that and not at the other things.
I think it would be still really good if, maybe they lowered its, 2-person cleave, and made them more the three-person cleave, like put them in that area where they're like the kings of three. They're already kings of three-person cleave, but
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Give them that niche or whatever, but
like maybe
at
on
this,
2 targets it's a little bit an upgrade, but not great, and then on 3 targets it's actually like considerable.
yeah, give them their time to shine. I mean, every class needs that, and I think in the case of Monk, it's just, you know, let monks be good, Blizzard. Let monks be good. They're perfectly, right now they are okay. They're not ridiculous. They're not the worst thing in the planet, but let them be competitive at least.
Yeah.
Because I know right now they're not competitive.
Depending on the fight, I found them to be, but every class has their own
niche fight.
Yeah.
A niche fight, they're really solid. Realistically, if it's a single target fight, a monk's not going to be in the top typically.
No,
it's just not going to happen. Let them have their cake and eat it too. Give them the single target and let them be able to do split target well as well. I mean, come on. What's the point of being a DPS if you can't DPS?
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit to the one I know we both know, which is Brewmaster.
Ah, good old Brewmaster. Keg smash, keg smash, keg smash, keg smash.
If I have any complaint with Brewmaster, I have not tanked like anything past normals. Well, I tanked some heroics in the last tier, but that was the last tier. My biggest complaint is how very weird the active mitigation is with monks.
Yes, it's very strange.
Guard isn't counted as one, but Elusive Brew is. That's just kind of weird to me. Prediction-wise, I don't know. Same with every tank. I think they're going to try and make it more active, but monks are already pretty active.
Monks were actually insanely active back in Blackrock Foundry. I would honestly prefer to see them go back to how active mitigation focused they were then. Because you were sitting there spinning all the different plates, as Preach likes to say, and you were spending all this time learning how to play your monk and do really crazy, amazing things. When you pulled them off, you were like a god among men as a tank. After the patch changed a little bit, we actually got much less squishy baseline, but it felt like we were getting freight trained because we didn't have as much. What I'd honestly like to see is a slight focus away from guard and maybe on to Elusive Brew, giving us something in addition to just the dodge. Because dodge is very uninteresting. It's not fun. I'd rather see something where, it stacks up a little quicker and we can keep it up more often if we're going to do that. Because there are times whenever you just cannot have Elusive Brew up all the time, and if you can, you get destroyed by things later on. And I'm not a fan of, I'm not a fan of taking massive spikes of damage when you're supposed to be consistent and smooth.
Yeah, I mean, I would say something along the lines of making like Elusive Brew, maybe it does stagger, but that would actually put it more on the passive side.
Yes, it would.
So I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what they would do there.
What I would honestly like to see, though, is for our AoE on Brewmaster, I would love to see us actually want to use Breath of Fire more often. Because it's such an amazingly cool skill. It's so unique, and you can't use it half the time because it doesn't do enough.
Yeah,
I want it to actually do something for us as opposed to having to take Rushing Jade Wind on an AoE fight. Because while it's a great skill, it's super boring.
Yeah, I hear you. And then, Mistweaver. I actually really like where Mistweaver is right now.
Mistweaver seems fine. I don't know. Like I played it in I played it in not challenge modes. The Proving Grounds. I've been doing that, trying to get my healing thing there, and I almost got up to wave 30 on healing with that, which is really sweet. One thing I can say though is, man, what'd they do to our mana? Like the mana's just gone.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of I'd say a lot of monks. I mean, like me and you, mostly me. I geared before the patch, so I have no spirit on my gear because you didn't need it. And now you need it.
You needed 0. You needed next to no spirit at all. I think you just stacked crit and you were fine.
Yeah, so, yeah. I think that's more of a gearing issue than anything else.
Definitely. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to mention about Brewmasters before we move on. I want my second taunt back. I want my second actual taunt back, because Leer of the Ox is not a taunt.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on raid bosses. I want my second taunt back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna need to go a little quicker on some of these real quick. But first, we'll talk about rogues. What do you want for rogues? Before anything, I'll give my prediction. What I want. My prediction is I think assassination is probably going to go. It's either assassination or subtlety, and assassination is the least interesting of the two. And I hope we get a swashbuckler instead.
Oh, swashbuckler.
A ranged rogue spec.
Okay, that's,
Dual wielding one-handed guns.
So a gunslinger.
Yeah. Or like
Okay.
a one-hand weapon and a gun.
That would be really sweet.
Like a
Give me
pirate?
a pirate hat,
Yeah.
and I'll call it a day. That sounds amazing. I don't know if they can do that, but I'm all for that.
It would be cool. And what are your predictions?
My predictions for rogues are we're going to see combat get a slight rework. The Bandit Skyle thing is okay, but it's also really annoying and super, super linear. You can't really, you can't manipulate it too much. It's really boring. So hopefully we'll see them change combat up a little bit in that way. I do love where Blade Flurry sits at because it's absurd.
I like being broken.
Yeah, I love being broken. It's great. I look at Assassination and I go, you're boring as hell, but you're so damn efficient. I hate to see it go, but it is probably the one that'll be on the chopping block because it is the most boring of them all. And it's also probably the one that, the only thing it has is its focus is purely poison, which, come on, let's face it, they can roll that into either of the other specs and it'll be fine in there too.
Yeah, or you could just make a spec that's meant to be purely poison. You
Yep.
could do that. You could actually have a lot of their abilities like do potion damage or poison damage. Or I guess
Yeah, that
it'd
could be
nature.
pretty interesting. Subtlety, as far as changes for subtlety, hopefully they take away a slight bit of it's very, very unforgiving right now. I would like to see a slight bit of, just a slight back down from that. Give you just a teeny little bit of leeway. Because it can be very hard for some people to pick up. I can play sub, I really don't want to try. It's just so
Yeah.
unforgiving.
I'd like it if they made it more like it's still got the high skill cap, which it does, but maybe it's a little bit more like Hunters, where you don't have to be like the best in the world to do decent.
Yeah, give you just, like I said, just a little bit of leeway here and there, and give you an opportunity to recover.
Yeah.
Because right now, if you mess up with subtlety, your damage is so far in the toilet, it's horrible.
So going to the classes that I know neither of us play. You've played a little bit of Priest. We know that Priest Discipline's going to be an actual damaging spec, but it's going to be a healing damage spec.
Yes.
Hopefully more interesting than it used to be.
Yeah, Atonement Healing during Siege of Orgrimmar was pretty boring. I know I did that, and it was not the greatest.
They said Shadow is going to get kind of reworked. They wanted to fit the theme of the class. I don't know the word right now, but the theme of the class, like the mess with your brain.
Okay.
Paladin, Blizzard changes Paladin every expansion. Who knows?
They do. The only thing I can say about Paladin is, honestly, leave Prot where it is. Prot's great right now. It's really fun. I love the fact that it focuses on haste. Retribution, I would honestly like to see it go a little bit away from the, pop all your CDs at once mentality. I hate the idea of 3-minute mages. I hate the idea of 3-minute paladins.
I actually will counter your Prot thing. I think Prot needs to change the most.
Okay.
Prot is not interesting to play. It's 3 buttons. 4 buttons.
I will completely disagree with that statement and say that it's like 12 buttons, but it's literally whack-a-mole.
Prot? No.
Yeah, it's a good solid 5-6 buttons,
Well,
and it's whack-a-mole.
You got your
Just you
shield.
pop everything.
You got your Captain America shield. You got your protection shield, which is also an attack. You've got your strike, which is a strike. Then you have your AoE strike, but you don't use it at the same time, so takes you to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You got Final Wrath, or whatever that ability is, the the AoE. You've got Consecration,
Oh, Consecration, yeah.
and
mean-
you've got there's a couple other things in there too, but I would like to see a couple of the buttons either not have to be used as frequently, or maybe just a shift away from the idea that you absolutely have to hit everything on your screen, or you're not going to do anything.
I still think of the tanks I've played, and I've played every tank class now except for Druid at 100. I played everything else to 100. Paladins are by far the most boring. Like, it's just boring.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
My Paladin was super boring to tank on. The only reason I brought it up was because it was flavor of the month.
Yeah. Let's see. Warlock. Demonology is getting changed a lot. We don't know how, but it's getting changed a lot.
Well, hopefully they make it at least still feel like Demonology. Hopefully it's still fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because they're probably going to get rid of Metamorphosis.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening, unfortunately. Like, I think it'd be great if they went back to a cooldown like they had back in, I think it was Kata, is when it was a CD.
Wrath.
Wrath? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'd be okay with it back at a cooldown. It was more fun. But,
It'd be cool
I
if
guess
they
we'll have
get,
to see what they do with it.
considering the theming of the expansion, it'd be cool if they get a lot more demons and stuff.
Yeah, I hope for a new pet as a Warlock. I really do. I'd love to see a different pet. The problem is the pets you have already. You have like 2 useless ones all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, like, you know how they have the extra ones, the extra powered ones? Maybe,
Yes.
like, Demonology gets another couple ones that are useful in different situations.
That'd be pretty cool. A little more utility is always good.
Warrior. Arms needs fixed. Fury needs fixed. Prot needs nothing. Prot's pretty good. Prot's always been good.
Yeah, Prot Warrior's always been solid. I mean, it's kind of their, the
Yeah.
core of their tank pantheon, so it should be always strong.
But Fury and Arms need fixed so bad.
Arms is a nightmare. It's literally like, I think Arms, if you have the tier set, is literally spam Mortal Strike until you go Wait,
It's
that
like-
doesn't happen.
It's like 3 buttons now.
Yeah, face roll.
But I think it still uses Whirlwind as a single target button.
Yeah, that just seems wrong to me.
I don't know if Gladiator's going to still be a thing.
I'm not sure. I would honestly really like it to be, because Gladiator was a lot of fun at the start of the expansion. Unfortunately, where we're at now, it requires such a high APM to do anything, and the amount of effort you're putting into it does not translate to anything worthwhile at all.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Yes.
And then finally, Shamans are going to probably go back to being the footrest again.
Yeah, Blizzard seems to not like Shaman ever being good. I have been sitting here trying to level my Shaman. It's sitting at 92, and I just can't do it.
I made
It's
a
so
Shaman.
boring.
I was an Elemental Shaman in Cataclysm.
Yeah, in Kata, I was actually I was Resto Shaman for quite a while, and I mean, honestly, the only reason I enjoyed it was because Chain Heal was broken.
The rest of Shaman in Cataclysm PvP was really good, but
Yes, it was.
Elemental was so hilariously bad for so long.
Yes.
And that is all the classes.
The only thing I really hope that I can see from Shaman, in all seriousness, is that we actually get the Shaman to do something at all.
Give them something new. They need something, Blizzard. They've
Give
been
them, bring back the Totem Bar.
they've been
Bring
like
back the Totem Bar.
the worst class in WoW for so long. Please fix it. I
Poor
love
GT.
Shamans.
Poor GT.
Yeah, I mean they got their AoE niche, but that's it. Okay,
Oh my.
so that's classes.
Mm-hmm.
That took a little bit longer than expected, but whatever. We'll probably, like I said, go through the rest of this relatively quick. PvE. What are your predictions for PvE?
Content. They apparently started working on Legion whenever this game launched, right?
Before it launched.
Okay, well then we should see some actual world content.
Hopefully.
I hope to see raids that are actually fun.
Well, they've been doing good with that, but...
Oh no, I hope we see raids in this next expansion that are also still fun.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, though, we get some boss mechanics that are, actually intuitive and not just execute this right or you die.
Yeah, or have one person fuck up and you die.
Yes, I really hate that idea, someone's going to lag. It's just going to happen. You shouldn't
Yeah.
punish an entire guild for that because one person has, unfortunately, someone in the other room downloading something.
Yeah, it's iffy. I like it, but I am biased right now. So,
Yeah, you might be a little biased. It's okay,
yeah.
though.
I'm hoping we get a lot more dungeons. Like, the dungeons in Draenor were actually really fun. They really were, for the most part. Some were Grimrail, but for the most part, they were really fun.
Yes, I actually really enjoyed a lot of the bosses in this expansion in the Five Mans. They were fun. They were all different. They were so different.
Yeah. So
They had cool abilities. That like some of the encounters were challenging. Then you had Grimrail, and there you go.
So yeah, they have said that there is going to be a ton of dungeons, and they want us to stay in dungeons, which means Valor's probably going to stay. Which, yeah, Blizzard, you dropped the ball this expansion. Valor is a thing. Again.
Yes, and I'm honestly okay with Valor coming back. We needed something to keep us going back there. And
Yeah.
if it has to be Valor, whatever. I can deal with Valor. Valor's something that, I was used to whenever it originally came out. I didn't care about it. It was fine. I like badges in BC, so I'm okay with Valor.
Yeah. Other than that, I'd like to see some world content that's, like, dynamic. We had world bosses, but they were weird.
Yes, they're very strange.
Like, you show up, you tag it, and then you're done, which is alright, but they were kind of just punching bags.
Yeah, they didn't do anything interesting at all, and the biggest issue I had being on Sargeras was that I lagged the entire time. So,
Yeah.
even if there were abilities, I probably wouldn't have seen them anyway.
So, that is actually one last thing. Draenor had a lot of fucks-ups, Blizzard. I guess this is more my wish for the expansion itself, but please keep the questing as it was. The questing was so good.
The quest experience in this expansion was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good. So let's keep that to be a thing. PvP. I want new battlegrounds so much.
Yeah, I could care less if there's extra arenas. I want new battlegrounds, and by new battlegrounds, I mean it can literally be a reskinned Warsong Gulch for all I care.
Oh, they did that.
I know. I'll take another one
Ew.
that isn't as oddly large for some reason.
Ew.
But I'm all for a new battleground, at the very least one. If they can find us something silly, I'm okay with silly. I really don't care. I just want something else to do when I'm not raiding.
Yeah, like Deepwind Gorge and the mines are like so bad. But even then, I'd take another one of those over nothing.
Yeah,
Like-
just something for variety. Just never, ever, ever, ever give us Strand again.
Strand, it was an alright idea. Just it's bad.
It's just not fun. It looks great on paper, and when you think about it, it sounds okay. It's just not fun at all.
It's like capture the flag, but no, it's not. It's
It's much worse than Capture the
I
Flag.
don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I love Capture the Flag. I love Warsong Gulch.
Yeah.
I hate Strand of the Ancients.
Especially considering Honor 3.0.
I'm in love with that system. I'm so happy to see it. It gives PvPers something to do.
I'm probably going to be trying to PvP a lot more with that. So
Well, given that we're going to have the separate sides of abilities there, and unique abilities for PvP, I'm all for it. I'm all behind it. Once I see it in action, I'm sure I'll be impressed with it. It looks great.
okay, so I wrote down miscellaneous BlizzCon. I put predictions. At this point, it's hopes.
Yes, it's hopes, dreams, and the little hope chests we're sending into outer space.
Yeah, which will get picked up by aliens and they'll remake Pixels.
God, no, stop, no,
So,
no.
miscellaneous things that you hope from BlizzCon.
The one thing I honestly hope to see them tell us in BlizzCon is that we're going to be getting some really, really sweet non-store mounts in the next expansion somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. Something to rival the Moose mount.
Yes, that moose mount, by the way. Oh my God, I want that so bad. I will give away my firstborn for that mount. It's
Just
gorgeous.
hey, 50k gold.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think Oh man, I had something and it just went away.
Train left the station. At least it's not Grimrail.
Oh, thank God it's not Grimrail. Just overall, like, I hope, okay, here's my number one hope. And this won't happen, and this is going to be the end of the WoW conversation for us.
Okay.
I hope they go, oh yeah, by the way, beta starts tonight. And if you're in any guild that's killed at least 8 bosses in Mythic, hey, you're in the beta already. Go look.
Oh my god, that'll be wonderful considering I'm a casual in your guild.
I know. Or just be like, oh, and if you're Ariel, here's a beta key for everyone in your guild who's a raider, and I'll just be like, please, and then I'll be happy.
Most definitely.
Okay, Diablo. What do you think we're gonna get?
Honestly, from Diablo, the only thing I can really see them telling us is when the new season's going to happen. There hasn't been any buzz at all about a new Diablo expansion anytime soon. Seasons seem to be doing what they want them to do. I honestly don't think we're going to see much. I think Diablo is just kind of going to go by the wayside this year.
Maybe. I actually think we will see information on a new expansion.
Okay.
It's been long enough. I mean, when did Reaper of Souls come out? It was 2012?
Maybe. I honestly don't
2013?
remember.
I don't know. I just got it last year, so... Or in the last
No, that's
year.
right. You did. You picked it up late.
2014. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I honestly think probably this year what we'll see is either... If we see anything, we're probably going to see about a patch announcement, but I don't think we're going to see much.
Actually, no. We might get information on a new expansion. We might. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, other than that, like, information on the next season and stuff. StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void's out, I think, later this month. So,
I believe so, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. I think if anything, we might just see some of the final gameplay, before it launches stuff. They might try to hype it a little bit more. I don't think we'll see much out of it, though.
Oh, yeah, no, it comes out the 10th, which is right after BlizzCon. We will learn nothing about StarCraft.
Okay.
And if we get something from StarCraft, it'd be like they did right after Wings of Liberty came out, where they like showed the original development of StarCraft on, which is a really cool video.
Yes, super awesome. You can find it on YouTube. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, they show it from like the first 5,000 iterations and stuff, where it still looked like normal StarCraft 1.
Yes.
All the way until they were done. It is a great video. If you haven't seen it and you like StarCraft, highly recommend. But other than that, we'll get nothing. Information about the BlizzCon tournament and a whole bunch of hype around the BlizzCon tournament because it's the BlizzCon tournament.
Oh yeah, I guess that's probably what we'll see is the BlizzCon tournament for StarCraft.
Yeah. Hearthstone. I wouldn't be shocked if we got some kind of information on the next adventure, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can really see them getting because TGT has been out for a little bit now, and going off of their typical release schedule that they've had since the game got out of beta and into actual release.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see us getting info on the next adventure. Maybe we can get a little bit of insight on when we might get deck slots that are too confusing for the average player.
Oh my god, yeah.
I still don't understand that idea.
I don't either, but there's a couple things that come out. I know a lot of people aren't too happy with TGT, because a lot of the cards were average at best, and it made pre-ordering it feel worthless. So
I can definitely see that response, and my response to that specific grievance is, if all the cards are broken, none of them are.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're below average, is what I mean.
There's definitely some amazing cards in TGT. Unfortunately, you've got Piloted Shredder and those things from Goblins, which were absurd.
And then you still have things from Naxxramas, which are still god tier.
Yeah, that stupid Haunted Creeper will never go away.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I don't think we'll learn too much. Like I said, maybe an adventure, and I'll buy it because I am a BlizzCon whore. Or Blizzard whore. Hear the Storm. I haven't put as much time into Here's the Storm as I want to. If we learn anything, though, it'll just be new champions and, information on patches and stuff.
Yep, when
Yeah.
they'll probably hype up their next series, and there's a BlizzCon championship for that, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, there's one for every game except
Okay,
for
then yeah,
Diablo.
yeah. Well, Diablo, what they do Greater Rifts go.
Yeah. Great Rift Rush.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Oh,
I can
Live
definitely
Raid. That's what I was
see.
gonna say. Sorry.
Maybe they'll have maybe they'll do a poll at BlizzCon. What universe should we pull from next?
Oh, that would be pretty
For
cool.
champions. That'd be pretty cool. Pick the next champion and give us some ideas. That'd be really neat.
Yeah, because they kind of did that with Diablo with Convention of Elements.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then finally, Overwatch.
Oh God, the hype.
So many people are so fucking pissed right now that they are not in the beta.
Did you know that Ozzy and Luna both got Overwatch beta?
Did you know a lot of people who are big names in my guild have not?
Did you know that I wasn't even signed up for it until yesterday?
Whoops.
Yeah, I didn't realize I wasn't signed up for it.
I'm signed up. I'm interested. I'm not super hyped for it. It looks cool.
Yeah, I watched a couple videos from Kriparian. He was streaming it the other night too, and it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm definitely interested in checking it out whenever it goes to, if it goes to open beta or if I get an invite, I'll definitely check it out. But
Yeah.
I'm also not an FPS person. This is why I play WoW.
Yeah, I mean, I like FPSs. I like Team Fortress 2, but I don't play it that much. And if I do end up picking up Overwatch, it'll probably be exactly like I do on TF2. I'll play it for like a half hour, go, man, this game's really fun. I need to play more, and then I'll put it down for a month or two.
Sounds about right. I would probably do about the same thing. Looking at the couple of characters you can play in it so far, that like I said, I've just been watching Crip play on Twitch. I'm like, these look cool. They're all original characters. It's their own universe they made up. It's really cool, and I love the way it looks. I like the way that the gameplay appears to be, and it looks like they have devoted a lot of their resources to it, and I'm completely okay with that.
I could see Blizzard trolling people who are not in the Overwatch beta by having the next Heir of the Storm character be from Overwatch.
That would not surprise me at all, and they'll probably do it.
Hey, you guys can play a character from Overwatch in Heroes.
Yeah, there you go.
Other than that, just still super hyped for BlizzCon. Can't wait. I will probably just be talking to you on Skype, not in a call, because I need to fully focus on everything they say.
Oh my gosh, really?
And we'll probably just talk between segments.
That sounds like a pretty good idea. I guess we'll probably have to take notes on Google Docs so we have something to talk about for our podcast.
Oh man, I'll probably make a new document.
That sounds like a great idea.
We should probably cut out this whole part of us. You know what? I could. Anyway, it's nice talking to everyone. That's our hope for BlizzCon and our predictions, and we'll come back Friday and Saturday and tell you just how wrong we were.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, I was right on everything.
Yeah. So with that, bye.
Later. 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 Later.